Okay, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is William Hyndman, your host, and you're at Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job or don't. And normally it's don't. So, anyhow, this comes from Reluctant Prophet down in southern Arizona. Go over to their website, check them out. They have a lot of good videos. Subscribe to them. Tell them I sent you guys. Hit their like and share page, please, and their bell icon so you know when they put out a new video. And while you're at it, do it for me. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so you know when I put out a new video, like and share button, and a comment for me because I like comments, you know what I mean? Anyhow, this explains why Tucson is so screwed up. Tucson police are just, oh my God, you think Mesa's bad. Pima County Sheriff's Department. I wonder if they have an IQ cap when you have to go to work there. Like nobody over 12. I don't know. Watch this video. You'll understand what I'm saying. We'll talk more afterwards because it is just, it's mind-boggling to me. And unfortunately, this is a long video, so you're going to be stuck with me for a little bit, but here you go.
How are you?
What's code 4?
That's a language between us. I'm talking to you right now. So
you can be rude to the public?
Yeah,
you work
sure,
for the
you
public.
Bet. We're gonna have fun, aren't we? Because I know I'm gonna find that on Facebook pretty quick.
Yeah,
I've seen you out.
It's awfully rude. What was your name and badge number?
Doesn't matter.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
On the night of July 30th, 2021, after receiving a cease and desist letter from Richmond American Homes,
I have a cease and desist letter for you. So
You're trespassing.
I am not trespassing because I'm here on legal matters.
You're
so here's that.
trespassing.
Okay, here's your letter. Would you like to pick it up off the ground or take it from my hand?
and just one day after I was unlawfully trespassed from a public road behind my house.
This is a public road.
It is not. That's what we've been, we just verified it with highway, and it is still private. So you are trespassing. You're not welcome here at this, during this time when it is private. So if you're not willing to leave, then you will be arrested for trespassing.
On January 10th, 2024, a federal court ordered defendant Jansen to provide the following additional disclosures. B. Status of the road. During their on-scene investigation, PCSD personnel were informed by multiple sources that the road was private. Subsequently, it has been determined that the road was public, but privately maintained at the time of the incident.
Do you have any other questions for me, counselor?
Now let's get back to the night following my unlawful trespassing by this killer, who's now admitted in federal court to violating my rights and breaking his oath to the Constitution, where 3 Pima County deputies illegally detained me, unlawfully arrested me, held me hostage for an hour, and then forced me to submit to a mugshot on the side of the road.
What's going on? They did. Who called you?
Mr. Crossman?
Huh?
Mr. Crossman?
Mr. Crossman? I don't know Mr. Crossman.
Ross Crossman?
Ross Crossman. Oh, I know Ross. Yeah, I talked to him the other day. He's cool. This is my neighbor, so we take care of him. He got robbed by some crackheads over here. So I don't think you guys caught him. Yeah, we're taking care of it, so we're good. Yeah.
We don't see any signs of...
No, there's no break-in. We were actually over here on the porch checking it out. Yeah.
So earlier that was you?
Yep.
Okay, you remember just getting information?
No.
Talk to you? All right, what's your first and last name? Can I get your first and last name?
I'll just answer you.
Oh, you don't want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're good.
No problem.
But you don't
I
own the
appreciate
property?
No, I don't.
And you were on it?
Yep. I sure was.
Whose permission?
With the owner's permission.
Do you know his name?
Yep.
What is it?
Do you know the owner's name?
I can find out.
Okay, go ahead
You do.
and let me know. And what was your name?
Deputy Wright.
And your badge number?
7549.
All right. What was your name?
Libby Northern.
All right. I'm trying to keep it out of your eyes there, bud.
Appreciate that.
What was your badge number?
7653 is my badge.
All right. Cool.
I then went to file a complaint, and this is where we meet our antagonist of the story, Chief Deputy Dick. He's the one you're going to see make a veiled threat and then make good on that threat. In this video, not only am I going to expose the patterns and practices of the constitutional violations by the Sheriff's Department, but I'm also going to provide evidence and facts surrounding the crimes committed by this chief deputy, including some very disturbing allegations I'll get into later in the video.
Now, because I just don't feel comfortable with, that would be like, me getting in a fight with,
You okay, Garrett? Code 4?
I'm good. Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
what's code 4?
That's a language between us. I'm talking to him right now, so just ask him.
Okay, well, that's awfully rude. I was having a conversation.
Well, you know
with
what?
him.
I'm his boss, so I can be that way.
You can be rude to the public?
Yeah,
You work
sure,
for the
you
public?
bet.
Okay, well, we're done.
We're going to
here.
have fun, aren't we?
We're
Because
gonna
I know
have
I'm going to find out on Facebook pretty quick.
Possibly. Yeah.
I've seen you out there.
You've seen me out there?
Are you okay?
Yeah, good.
Okay, do you need to discuss anything further with this gentleman?
I think he's got the information he needs.
That was awfully rude. What was your name and badge number? Yes, it does. What was your name and badge number? Who?
After that interaction, my attention obviously shifted to Dick Castigar. Not only is he the chief deputy, but he's also the head of internal affairs. And it's pretty unsettling when someone with that much power delivers what, to me, feels like a veiled threat. What do you think he meant by the statement?
Have fun, aren't we?
My name is irrelevant. What I want is a copy of
There you go.
that. Thank
That's
you.
your copy. That's my name, my badge number, and that's the case number that it's going to be documented on.
Okay.
Now, as you just heard, they put it under a case number and not a complaint number. That's going to become important later in the video. Let's continue.
What I would
I as well
appreciate is
also
if you don't
put the
waste the
internal
gasoline.
affairs number on there.
The
if you
internal
would
affairs
like
should have
to
came down.
locate 'em, okay?
The fact that you drove over here from another location, wasting all that fuel
I work
when I'm at the. So you just said you came over from the other location.
This is called the San Javier
Okay,
District.
so where were you at?
Yeah, what's that?
Where were you
On
at?
our station.
Okay, so you're qualified to take a complaint?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and my question to you that you dismissed me on, can you answer that now?
What's that?
So you weren't listening.
The
question. So you don't answer questions? Is that it?
As you can hear in my voice, I'm pretty frustrated because at this point, they're not even taking my complaint seriously and just filing police reports on me. After that quote-unquote complaint, they took the harassment and gang stalking to a whole nother level. And I'm sure there's people out there that think these might all just be coincidences or happenstance. And I don't deny that some most likely are. But do me a favor, continue to watch, and let me know if your opinion changes after watching this next compilation of just how often I seem to run into these tyrants, and how it's pretty easy to see that it's going to be hard for them to use plausible deniability. Now, I'm not going to put every interaction on here because, frankly, this video would be 4 hours long. But let's just say they all of a sudden like to do their paperwork on every road I might leave my house from. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very dangerous for you to be single file here. You want to go ahead and pull forward in front of him?
Yeah, I can in a little. Yeah.
In a little. Let's do it right now. That way, in case anybody else comes, you're not creating a dangerous situation.
Here. Yeah, it's not dangerous. I got my lights on.
Yeah? Okay, that's the way we want to play it. All right. Hey, weren't you the one that was on the road the other day I talked to?
Yep, sure was.
I'm putting your video up tonight on YouTube. You should check it out.
All right, cool.
So what are you guys
Sounds
doing
good.
out here? Same call?
No, it's a different night, so different call.
Well, I just didn't know if it was the same address.
No,
No? Can you tell us the address?
we're not on a call right now.
Oh, just hanging out at the end of the road?
Yep.
You guys trying to do some intimidation or?
Just paperwork.
What brought you to the? Yeah, but you don't. I lived down here for 25 years. So what brought you to do your paperwork right here tonight?
Seemed like a good spot.
Seemed like a good spot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
This is 4 times in a row we've seen you over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you have anything better to do? Aren't you being paid to like stop crime and shit?
Yeah.
So, and there's crime happening right here?
Not right this second, no.
But you're anticipating it? Where are you anticipating crime to happen at?
In the mailbox.
At the mailboxes?
Yeah, one of your neighbor's mailboxes got broken in.
Oh, man.
So they're gonna come back right while you're sitting here
3
behind them?
days in a row.
No, it's called preventing crime, Mark.
Interesting that I never gave Deputy Noor my name. Let's keep watching.
Can I help you? No? I got a call of a suspicious vehicle out here this morning. You definitely fit the description.
Let's not forget about my dirtbag neighbors that the sheriff's department loves to have call in on me.
Because of your neighbor? Yes, I guess there was some sort of a run-in with your neighbor today.
There was?
Yes, that's what they're saying, so I just came to talk to you to see if you wanted to give your side of the story.
Of what?
But what she's saying is that you were driving down the road, coming up behind them, and sped past them at a high rate of speed. Right.
In this deputy's report, he advised her to call 911 whenever she saw me filming her so that she could document it to get an injunction of harassment against me. With zero evidence. These people are fucking insane. And then, not unlike Mr. Gold, they started to use the aircraft to harass and gang stalk me. And I know you're saying, Mark, that's the TPD helicopter. But if you look in one of Mr. Gold's reports here, the sheriff deputies often call on TPD Air 1 to come and assist them with searching for people. So I think that's plausible that they were there on behest of the sheriff's department. Or maybe TPD's just harassing me too. But then, right after I put this video out about Sergeant Potter flying overhead and gang stalking me with the TPD helicopter, it seemed to have stopped. The next thing I know, the sheriff's plane's flying over my house. Now, they've since turned their transponder off, which may or may not violate FAA regulations. Now let's check out some atypical behavior I witnessed when I would go to lunch.
Is that your vehicle out there?
Yeah.
That's mine.
Just curious, why is it running?
Why is
you
it
got
running?
a dog in the back?
No.
So you're just spending everybody's hard-earned tax dollars, letting the
Because we're on
truck
call.
idle? You're on call, so
Mark,
you
we're
turn the
eating.
thing on there?
Mark, we're eating.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mark.
Have a good day.
What's happening?
So after 6 months of constant attention and hearing nothing about my complaint on the chief deputy, I decided to go down and talk to Daniel here.
Hotel with the Sheriff's Department, Internal Affairs Division.
How's it going?
Pretty good, man.
Hey, I just came by to check on a status of a complaint that I had put in.
Okay.
And then I also had a question about on the complaint. The last time I was here, Garrick, I don't know if you know that gentleman.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is he your superior?
He's also another sergeant that works within our unit, but he's no longer in our unit. He's been transferred to a district. So.
Gotcha. Well, my question would be, last time I was here, the person I put in the complaint about was his superior officer, his superior, if you will.
Okay.
And
which superior? Because he has a couple different ones in between him and the boss. Do you remember the name of that person?
I do. Richard Castiger.
Okay. All right. And you're just looking for an update?
Yep. And then what happens if it goes to somebody in the Internal Affairs Department and he's the superior of everybody in that department? Where does it go at that point?
Okay.
Because I haven't seen it. No, I'm asking you. I'm not.
What's that? Okay.
I'm asking you. Yeah.
So the process of what it is, and I don't know if that was explained to you.
No.
So basically it comes to us, we kind of look at the complaint, and depending upon the severity of the complaint, it can either be, if there's no policy violation, an advisory is completed, which is seen by our chain of command.
Gotcha.
Okay, that would have meant that Sergeant Garrett would have typed something up if there's no policy violation.
Well, it wasn't through. So the situation was, while I was trying to have a cordial conversation with the Internal Affairs guy, Mr. Garrick.
Okay.
And it was in that situation to where the complaint occurred, if you will. Okay. So when I came back to log the complaint, nobody in the Internal Affairs Department would come out, and they sent somebody over from a different precinct to take the complaints, which I thought was strange. Okay. I also asked for the chain of custody on that, and I didn't get any chain of custody, so it just seems like it fell by the wayside.
Okay, all right. And then, what is your name, sir?
What's that?
What is your name?
The complaint is on Richard Castiger.
Right.
Complaints are anonymous.
When we type it up?
Well, no. Yeah,
okay.
They're anonymous.
So it'd be under an anonymous
I'm
person?
sure you can look up complaints for him and find out who it would be. No, I didn't put a name on it.
Okay, all right. Do you mind waiting a few seconds?
No, I'll wait here. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
I'll be back in a few seconds.
All right, cool. Thank you.
So I was trying to flip around. Normally how I would find paperwork would be to use your name.
Yeah.
So, and since I don't know that, I don't know.
Not only is he 100% lying about knowing who I am, he's going to prove it in the video, and then I'm going to show you an email that proves it even further. Keep in mind, this is March of 2022, just over 2 months after I was arrested by these two morons.
I don't know if you did it underneath anonymous or anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you Sergeant Carey's desk number, because since he's the one who spoke with you, he might be privy or have better knowledge than I will. So I'm going to give you this information, give him a call. I'm going to go do a little digging myself too, and I don't want to keep you down here because...
No, that's fine. I got some stuff to do. Hey, this is my job now. You guys gave me a new career. I appreciate it.
That's my card.
That's your card?
There's my desk number there.
Who's hiding over here? She didn't say nothing.
Oh,
all right.
There she is.
Sergeant Roja.
Hi.
And like I said, I'll do some digging myself to see what I can find out.
Okay.
And then you can give Sergeant Carey a call because, like I said, I didn't speak to you the last time. I don't know all the details. I'm familiar, I think, with what you're talking about, but since I didn't handle it.
Ah, so you're familiar, huh, Daniel? Interesting. Go on.
I don't know where it got shuffled to.
Yeah, you do, you lying douchebag. It went in the fucking garbage.
Or how it was handled, and my boss isn't here at the moment to even speak to her. Okay. So try Sergeant Carey there. I'm not sure what his hours are right now, or his day is off, or if he's on vacation, but if you leave a message, he'll get back to you.
All right.
If you have some further questions, you can call me. My number's on there.
All right.
And I'll do some digging myself just to find out, so that way...
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Okay, so you can come down here, you can make it in person, you can make it over the phone, online, you can type it and send us an email and we can get it that way as well.
Just
I mean, we've had
direct email to...
Yes, it'll go through our office professional standards off the website. Okay?
Yeah, hey, it's kind of nice that we actually get to use these nice soft chairs. This is change of pace out here.
Yeah, so thank you for coming down, sir.
Pay for them. Yep,
all right.
Be able to just get a simple piece of paper.
And as you might have guessed, Daniel never got back to me. So 5 months later, I followed up again, this time speaking to his boss, Tiffany. And yes, I've not only requested the text messages she's typing as I speak, but several others as well, which still haven't been handed over by the records department or through discovery in my lawsuit.
Be able to fill it out to file a complaint?
So you can do that online. Yeah. You can go online onto our website. You can file a
There's a lot of people that don't use the internet still and would like to file a complaint. Should
you can
have
also
recourse.
Write a letter. So you can write a
Okay.
letter.
You guys don't have a formal document for a complaint or a commendation.
You
What
don't
happens?
really need a formal. So there's the formal document online, right? Or you can write a letter.
Can you print that out?
Print it out.
Or is it just a fill-in thing online?
I don't know. I've actually
See,
never done it on the other
the thing
end.
is that they won't submit things. They'll put little asterisks in there. You need to put in this, and you need to put in this information. No, it's not that. It's that as a public citizen, you have a right to public records, and you don't have to give your information. You can get anybody's public records anonymously. That's the way that it works.
Records request.
Correct. Yeah, correct. And that's what I'm saying. When you put in record requests and do stuff, and as a complaint, you should be able to, as an anonymous citizen, put in a complaint on a police officer. You shouldn't have your name tied to it. That way there's retaliation. Obviously, I'm being retaliated in because, look, in 5 minutes, you knew my name. So that's the game you guys play, and you're smiling about it. I like it. I like it. You guys are just doing me a favor.
Good day.
You are. Well, when I come back with the notice to sue, you guys are going to be having a really great day. I was trying to talk to the sheriff's department. My rights have been violated on several occasions. I have at least 10. I have 10. Yes, on video. I have 10 more complaints to file. I don't want to go into an internal affairs room. I want to sit down, gather my thoughts. That's what I was trying to do and talk to. I'm trying to think. Garrick, his right. He left the internal affairs and went to another area. I was standing out front here talking to him about the same conversation, trying to get a piece of paper so that I could do it in the privacy of my own home, gather my thoughts, because when you guys take people into an interrogation room, you're peppering them, they don't feel comfortable, and it's harder for them to get stuff out. Not only that, you guys are gathering evidence against them. So we don't like to do that. So what I was asking him is if I could get a piece of paper when Richard Castiger came and rudely interrupted and didn't allow me to finish what I was trying to do and brought him inside. That is the basis of my complaint for Richard Castiger. When he went inside, I asked him who his name was, and I asked him for his badge number, and he said it doesn't matter. That's inappropriate to speak to the public that way. That's the complaint on Richard Castiger, and I'm still trying to file those 10 complaints on the other deputies.
So what they're doing is they're completely disregarding my original complaint way back in November and taking a verbal complaint right now and leaving off the part about identifying and only talking about his behavior, which he then gets exonerated 2 days after this meeting. And it was completely bullshit all the way around, so I went back to ask her some questions.
I think it's the same thing that I emailed you. Did you get my email?
It is, and that's why I'm curious, because it was, remember when you came out, you had said it was an anonymous complaint?
Yes.
Oh, that you attached my name to it?
Because we spoke. We knew it was...
Yeah, but I didn't give you your name. You went and got my name. You went and found my name out.
Okay, so what are your questions?
Well, I'm wondering why you attached my name to an anonymous complaint that I specifically told Nicole that it was good citizen. That's who was putting the complaint in.
And the reason I ask her that first question is because I want her to admit that she just put in a new complaint and completely disregarded my original complaint.
And then my other question would be, is it or is it not a violation of policy for an employee of the Department of Pima County Sheriff to not identify?
Okay, let me answer your first question first. Sure. Okay, so you asked for the results, correct? You wanted to know the findings. So how else would we get that without putting your name on it? We knew last time.
You could have put anonymous, not my address. You sent something to my home address, almost like an intimidation type thing. So it's kind of weird that you would put that on there. Yes. How you would get me that information was the email that I gave you several times in the meeting that we had. So I'm a little bit frustrated.
You asked for the results.
To be emailed. To be emailed on Friday.
Okay.
Okay. And then you attach my name to it. Why?
To give you the information that you requested.
Well, you could just send that in a letter and
your second question was policy?
Why don't you let me finish my questions first? So, again, if you were going to send me the results in the header of the email when you said, hey, here are the results, Mark, that's where you would identify me. Or when you sent this letter that you weren't supposed to send to the wrong address, you see the yellow thing on there?
The reason this matters is that in 25 years of living here, we've never had a mailbox or received mail from anyone except the Sheriff's Department or Pima County. Strange, right? Well, 2 weeks after that meeting, and just 1 week after I posted this video, I received a threat letter at that same home address. No return address from them, but what stood out was that it referenced my childhood record, something no one could possibly know about unless they were in law enforcement.
On there to try and intimidate me. You shouldn't be putting my name on the complaint. You put it as I'm the complainant. The complainant was good citizen, and the complainant was anonymous. And that's how it should be. And this is an exercise of rights. And the right is that we have the right to file a complaint anonymously with the Sheriff's Department or any other law enforcement.
Which you did.
I did not. You put my name on there, and you attached my name to it. We're not moving on. I'm asking. You said I did put it in.
I answered your question.
No, it was anonymous. When we
I have another question.
When we spoke last week.
I'm done with this unless you have another question.
I do, but last week we spoke. You said my complaint was put in as anonymous. Why didn't it just stay as anonymous?
Because they shit-canned my original one and drafted their own.
How about you email me any more of your questions, okay?
I asked you I asked you the other question and you didn't answer it. You said you were going to get to it like you did the other day and didn't get to it. Is it part of the Sheriff Department policy to identify upon request of anybody in the public?
I'm not sure I follow your question.
In your policies and procedures that you go ahead and check to see if these people are following, correct? You're in internal affairs? That would be what you do as your due diligence. If somebody makes a complaint, you would go to the policies and procedures to make sure they didn't violate any of them.
Correct.
Okay, and one of the policies and procedures in there is that any employee of the Sheriff's Department is required to identify to any persons upon request. Is that or is that not the case?
I think you're kind of blending.
No, I'm not. I read it verbally. I read it right off of the thing.
Okay.
So you don't know your policies and procedures? You're not sure if the Sheriff Department people are supposed to identify as internal affairs?
Okay, so you're asking me if internal affairs is supposed to identify?
Like you're playing a word game again. Here, let me be perfectly clear.
It sounds like you asked
it's an easy question. No, I didn't. I asked you one question.
And email that to me.
No, I'd like to do it while I'm here and get my business done.
Have a good day, sir.
Excuse me, I'd like to know if it's a...
I'm not sure if any of you noticed, but when she walked up, she was wearing a body cam. Not only have they failed to fulfill my request for that video, but they're also withholding this evidence in my court case.
So this is
you're not conducting yourself in a professional manner.
Sir,
this is a public area.
For you to leave.
This is a public area or what?
Thank you.
This is a public area and I'm looking for an answer to my question.
On a side note, I just wanted to point out that not long after my interaction with Tiffany here and her asking me to leave, the Sheriff's Department installed all of these felony no trespassing signs on every one of their locations. Now, if you still think those earlier examples of deputies showing up at lunch were just coincidence, ask yourself, what are the odds that Dick's subordinates followed me from the Sheriff's Department to lunch after the interaction you just witnessed? I left this part in because it wasn't me who felt uncomfortable. It was the piggy squirming. Hope you enjoy it too.
Smiled a lot less. Hey, I wanted to let you guys know Friday there'll be another video coming out for you guys. All right, you guys, Pima County Sheriff Department? Yeah, got another video coming out for you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's for internal affairs. Tiffany Hogate over there? Yeah. It's her video. I just talked to her today and she was rude and disrespectful. See, there you go. Yeah.
I saw one of your videos one time.
Are you guys, maybe you can answer me a question. Do you guys, are you guys required to identify to the public upon request?
Yeah, if you asked my name and badge number, I would tell you.
Yeah, I know. Fair enough. What is your name and badge number, since we're here?
My name is Buddy James. My badge number is 1295. Excuse me, I got food.
No worries. I interrupted you. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know, check it out. Good videos. You too.
I believe between mine and Mr. Gold's situations alone, there's plenty of evidence to warrant an investigation by the DOJ into the practices and policies of the Pima County Sheriff's Department. If you recall, earlier in the video, I told you I was going to prove that they knew who I was all along. Well, here's an email sent from Tiffany Hogate addressed to none other than Chief Deputy Dick Castigar, and that email was sent on January 18th, 2022, after I had submitted my original complaint and before either of the follow-ups. Dick then in turn forwarded this email to Sheriff Chris Nanos as well as these two knuckleheads who followed me to lunch. And to give you further insight in his email, Dick says, FYI, this is the same guy who is doing FOIAs on me and others in the department. FOIAs that he hasn't responded or they haven't answered yet, I might add. And as far as I know, they haven't obtained a warrant to look into my mental health history. But I uncovered this email with them talking about doing exactly that. And after the next video I put out, showing that they're weaponizing the mental health system against Mr. Gold, you'll see exactly why this is so chilling. Now, I bet you two were hoping I'd forgotten about you, but I haven't. On the same day that Tiffany sent that email to Dick, both Daniel Platel and Brianna Rocha also received an email. Yes, an email about my video. Now, is anyone else starting to think that they're investigating me rather than my complaint? I'd also like to thank the supporters because this email shows that your phone calls do get their attention and definitely have an effect. So thank you again. The following allegations are strictly that. And I know the Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays can't prosecute federal crimes, so here's a few things she might look into with Mr. Castigar. Now on to some more allegations against Dick Castigar. Now I'm definitely no expert in election laws, but in 2020 it looks like Richard Castigar was running a Facebook page called No More Napier. And since it looks like they used a considerable amount of funds to boost the page, that may violate state and federal election laws. I'll keep this next part brief, but it looks like he may have failed to register as a PAC, been engaged in some illegal coordination, possibly improper disclosure of contributions and expenditures, and by him being awarded the position of chief deputy, possible post-election quid pro quo concerns, as well as violation of state ethics rules. Again, I'm no expert, but it should definitely be looked into. Now we get to watch this moron commit felonies, pulling people over when he has no authority to do so.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney. News 4 Tucson has learned there's an investigation into the actions of a Pima County chief deputy, an appointed position, for allegedly impersonating an officer. It's an incident that happened in March of last year when he pulled over a driver. News 4 Tucson's Lupita Murillo has exclusive video of the incident and has the latest from the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
Cell phone video shows the driver being argumentative and then launching into a tirade of profanities as he was pulled over for reckless driving. Chief Deputy Rick Castigar witnessed the incident and pulled him over at Golf Links in Kolb.
I asked you to keep your hands where I can see them, please.
You're right here, boy.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you.
What's your name and your badge number?
My name is Castigar.
Oh, Castigar. And badge number?
Pima 2.
Pima 2. Okay. Come on. Oh, shouldn't even be working here. Try to come at somebody with a gun, act like they're a victim.
Chief Deputy Castigar declined an on-camera interview, but did provide the video he took of the incident and did say he never pointed a gun at the driver. News 4 Tucson contacted Sheriff Chris Nanos, who is out of town. He says the individual was driving recklessly and speeding. He also says Castigar was in uniform and in a marked vehicle.
If someone is driving recklessly, endangering the public, we need to take action. Chief Deputy Castigar did that.
Incorrect, Sheriff. Just like any other person without policing powers, Dick here should have called 911. And yes, I saw your other news clip where you were saying that it was your constitutional right.
Command the aid of as many inhabitants of the county as the sheriff deems necessary.
It's a power granted by the Constitution that Sheriff Chris Nanos points to when his deputy chief status is called into question.
But yet you, nor anyone else, has challenged the constitutionality of the Arizona state law requiring peace officers to be certified by the AZ Post. It's also a slippery slope when the sheriff is talking about the ability to give anyone policing powers. Does that mean if you roll up to a situation and you agree with one side, you can give them policing powers? I mean, your deputies have already been caught on body cam conspiring to snatch people up with no reasonable suspicion or probable cause.
And see if they are able to give me a time frame as to when his little walk schedule is so we can snatch this guy up.
How do you think Mr. Gold would feel if you came out and deputized his neighbor?
Not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you. Put your hands on the steering wheel. Can I see your hands, please? Don't reach for your center console. Put your hand in the air. Show me your badge. I'm not a cop, but you keep reaching for your center console.
And we don't know what you're reaching for.
He reaches for the center console is what I'm concerned. If he does that, just get behind that block wall.
And I'd be seriously concerned if you were deputizing someone like the Chomo who confronted me with a 2A device. But how fitting is it that we're talking about deputizing Chomos? Right, Sheriff? He knows exactly what I'm referring to, but you'll learn more about it later in the video.
Car.
Or what?
Get back in your fucking car. Shut your fucking mouth and get in your fucking car.
At issue is whether the chief deputy was impersonating an officer. Castigar spent more than 40 years with the sheriff's department before retiring and returned to become chief deputy.
I don't know how you're understanding his impersonation of a police officer. He's in full uniform, and he's my chief deputy.
You're absolutely right, Sheriff. He was running around town in a clown suit and a clown car. But if we look at what Attorney General Chris Mays wrote in May of 2023, she posed that exact question. And here is her answer. A chief deputy sheriff of a county who is not certified as a peace officer by the AZ Post Board may not exercise the authority or perform the duties of a peace officer and has no greater police powers than that of any citizen. If you want to read further, you can pause it or the link will be in the description. But she goes on to back up her analysis, and she's basically accusing the chief deputy of impersonating a police officer.
Castigar called for a patrol deputy.
He's writing you a ticket for aggressive driving. So, excuse me?
What? You heard me?
News 4 Tucson has learned the Pinal County Attorney's Office is investigating and sent this statement. There was an incident involving Pima County Chief Deputy Castigar in which he stopped somebody with a vehicle. The case was conflicted to our office by the Pima County Attorney's Office. Our investigators completed an investigation to include interviews and have submitted the case for review. Consistent with our practices, our review team will review the case in the next 30 days to make a charging determination. We don't have anything further to add at this time. Regards, Mike.
Wait a minute. You guys didn't think I forgot to call Mike, do you? Well, let's talk to Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hello, hi, how are you doing? This is Mike.
Mike Pelton?
Yes, correct.
I am calling to get some information on the status of the case or no case against Richard J. Castigar for impersonating a police officer.
Okay, I'm in a position right now to look up a case. Are you a party in the case, or what's your relation to the case?
What's my relation to the case? What do you mean?
Pardon?
What do you mean? What is that relevant?
Well, yeah, we don't just release case information.
You don't release public records. You're the public information officer, right?
Correct.
As you heard, Mike wasn't very helpful, but he's supposed to get back to me with where the investigation is at. I'll keep you posted. But then, only a year after this scandal broke, and halfway through his appointment, Richard Castigar quietly retired in March of 2023. But who is Richard J. Castigar? Well, we know he was born in Japan in 1955. He grew up in Tucson, Arizona, and graduated from Saguaro High School in 1972. He's also married to his wife, Denise, and they have 2 daughters. After high school, he attended the University of Arizona until 1977, when he then began his long career as a government welfare recipient. So that's why I thought it was kind of odd that he would just abruptly retire. But then I thought maybe, since he was the head of internal affairs, he didn't want to deal with the sexual assault scandal that was going on, or that he didn't want to jeopardize his lawsuit against Mercedes-Benz. And the sheriff kind of alluded to that being the case in his interview.
He applied. He injures his hand, literally cuts off half his thumb. I think everybody knows that.
But the next thing the sheriff said was interesting.
He was continuing with the process to apply, and here recently he was told that they're not going to consider him.
Well, hold on a minute, Sheriff. The AZ Post meeting minutes from February 16th revealed that the agency staff had taken various steps, including conversations with you and Dick about getting him recertified. And then to further refute your statement, shortly thereafter, without admitting to any misconduct, your chief deputy asked the board to accept his request to permanently relinquish his Arizona Peace Officer certification. Sounds a bit different from what you're explaining. But if you don't believe me, let's see what the local trusted news source has to say.
Giordano told the board he noticed Castigar wasn't certified several months into the year and claimed Castigar had not submitted paperwork to become recertified despite multiple conversations with board members. The AZ Post representative also said they received several complaints stating Mr. Castigar was essentially impersonating a law enforcement officer.
And Hannah, you found the sheriff is also not certified. When did that lapse?
So when he left office back in 2016, it actually lapsed about 2 years after he left office. So,
well, there you have it. Not only does it appear that the sheriff is a liar, but he's also not certified. Now, I reached out to AZ Post in regards to Dick's certification and obtained the situation of interest rundown summary on him. And what I found was quite interesting. For one, on this report, they are identifying the actions of the chief deputy as a criminal offense, as well as, even though it's not clear exactly when, but on the same day, he was charged for smoking marijuana. And I would have liked to have investigated that more, but what I was given by the AZ Post was essentially just the case summary and event list. Because when you get down here to where the actual documents are, these clickable links are not clickable for me. So I called AZ Post to ask them about the rest of the documents, and also, I only received one complaint about Richard Castigar.
The AZ Post representative also said they received several complaints stating Mr. Castigar was essentially impersonating a law enforcement officer.
Under the Arizona Post case history, it shows you that that's the only case that Arizona Post had for that individual.
So the AZ Post has some explaining to do there, but I also spoke with her about the documents and why I didn't receive them. Click.
You're looking at the rundown?
I'm looking at the rundown. It says click to view, finalize consent agreement. I mean, so I don't, how do,
okay.
Letters,
yeah, no.
Nanos, like where are all these? I can't click on the, to view.
Those are agency files.
No,
so they would get requested from the agency.
What's that?
They're agency files, so they generally get requested from the agency.
Yeah, but you guys have.
So yeah, I will let them know that you have questions regarding that, and then somebody will follow up with you. Okay?
Thank you. And one last thing I spoke to the AZ Post about is a complaint I filed. I filed a complaint about his subordinate who is directly involved and misrepresented my complaint to Richard Castigar. So I don't know what's going on here, if this is everybody involved with like exonerating all these people and that's the game that the Post is playing, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I guarantee it. So
where did you file the complaint that you're talking about?
I filed a complaint with you guys for Tiffany Hogate. As you can see, nowhere on this acknowledgement of my complaint do you see Tiffany Hogate's name. And not only that, AZ Post sent this complaint to Sheriff Nanos to provide them with the violations. So yes, they sent it back to the same people who found no wrongdoing and asked them to investigate themselves again. The level of corruption in Arizona is just unbelievable. And then what do you think the outcome of that investigation was? 7 days later. If you guessed that they found Tiffany Hogate had violated some policies, well, you'd be wrong. They determined that there does not appear to be any misconduct. Shocking.
You're smiling about it. I like it. Okay. I like it. You guys are just doing me a favor.
Good day.
All right, let's get into the disturbing allegations I spoke of earlier in the video. It is my belief that the following allegations, in conjunction with the rest of the scandals, including the sheriff being involved in a trail of lawsuits, may be why the chief deputy decided to retire, abruptly and quietly. You would think that after 40 years of service, there'd be a bit more fanfare. But I surmise that after Sheriff Nanos lost his election in 2016, when he had a chief deputy that was indicted under anti-racketeering laws, and he lost that election, only to get reelected in 2020 and appoint another sketchy individual as his chief deputy. And that leads us to maybe why Dick's retirement was so quiet. While I was looking into the AZ Post documents, I found that Dick has been accused of, quote, a possible sexual assault against a minor committed by Chief Deputy Castigar, unquote. But since the AZ Post did not provide me the notes taken by Michelle B., I cannot verify nor dispel those claims. And I also don't know if they looked into it further. But I can assure you, I will. And if there are any people out there that have any more information on either of these two people, please don't hesitate to send me an email. Are we having fun yet?
I think it's time for this country to take back our country. This is an issue of government transparency. We can't trust a government that does not trust its people. We're going to uncover the cover-up, and I hope this is just the beginning of more people coming forward about this.
Okay, guys, that was a long one. Sorry about that. But it's just amazing the cover-up that is in Arizona between Mesa Police Department, Phoenix Police Department, Tucson, and the Pima County Sheriff's Department. You know, we had the same problem with Maricopa Police or Sheriff's Department for Sheriff Arpaio. The amount of money he cost the taxpayers in this city with lawsuits, it was just staggering. Him getting cruisers, brand new police cruisers, when there was no money in the coffers to do so, but because it was in his agreement with the city and the state and the county, he got brand new cruisers. Didn't matter if they didn't have the money for it. It's too bad. I want them, and he got them. People, guys, you need to wake up. You need to wake up and look around and watch what's going on. Don't just sit there like an ostrich with your head in the sand. Pay attention to what's going on and start getting involved. Or you're not going to have a country to live with or live free in. All right? So, guys, have a good evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.